Challenge. 50-50 challenge. This is a 100-day challenge. 50-50 challenge. Make 50 before you lose 50 with 1 micro. If I'm successful, and so far we are, by the grace of God, thank you, I will switch to a regular mini. And the bell's about to open here in less than a minute. Looking at the day chart, it's bearish. I'll show you those maybe here in a minute, but it's bearish. It couldn't get over previous day's high, and then it's below the close of yesterday, and it's a red day. But it's a very strong bullish day, in the day chart. We got a lot of momentum to the upside, and it's bouncing off of one of the moving averages in that area. But it could correct. And so I'm noticing it getting weak here, and the 50% pullback areas on Fibonacci are looking tasty, just to go down to that level. And basically 50-50 challenge. Look for setups like this right here that I can do. Catch 50 bucks, catch a few bucks before I lose a few bucks. Good breakdown right there. All right, the bell is open. The market is open. We have to study all the time charts to make sure everything is in agreement. I like everything to agree. I like all my time charts to kind of synchronize. And I'm trying to see if I'm getting a setup here, a feel for this setup right here. No, that's not happening. That's a 35, that's a $33 trade. I don't want to take one that big right now to the short side over here on the bottom right. Why am I trying to short? Well, everything's below the moving averages, and truthfully, you know, there is some support right here. Support. Here's the 50% pullback zone that it could come down to if it's going to stay bullish. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. This feels very bearish right here. Like it could easily come down into these areas before going back up. Let's take a look at the day chart. That's going to help make sense. That'll help make sense of everything. You can see right here in the day chart how it's let me put the 50-50 everything live. There we go. Take a look at this real quick. Very strong reversal day there. Stuck up here, starting to slow down. So we could see some chop in this area right here. I mean, anything can happen. This thing can go straight up if it wants to. It can do whatever it wants. But for some reason, if I sense through the time charts that it's going to pull down and everything's giving me agreement, technically I don't like the sideways activity right here in the 15-minute chart. There's not a lot of room to go down to that pivot. 200's right there. If I'm trying to short it into that, I better find something real. When you do a small risk, you really can trade with a little bit of room. If your goal is 1-to-1 and your win rate's more than 50%, you should be okay. But the way this price is moving right now after the bell opens, it's really slow. I need movement. I need momentum. And if I'm not getting it, then I'm just going to be very careful about taking a trade here. I've gotten past having to take a trade. When we're talking about real money, paying bills, got to buy food, you don't play games with this anymore. This is not something to be playing games with. It's a real skill, real job. Hopefully we can make real money and pay our real bills. Yeah, but see, it's just too sideways. This is all it's done right here since the bell's opened. That is not conducive to good trading. Five-minute chart. It came down on a couple red candles into this area here and right back up. So you tell me. It's not how I like to trade. If I can do a range trade on it, I will, but I got to drop down to lower time charts, look for candle formations, something that I believe in, lots of pintails off the moving averages with a tight stop loss. Maybe I can get something on that. See how these pintails are looking good. But if it's too big of a stop loss, I can't take it. Yeah, that's a $25 stop loss right there. Why would I want to buy that? Why am I buying this? I don't want to buy this. It's not even over the trend line. It's not over the moving averages. It's stuck trying to push its way back up. Why would you try to buy that? Exactly. If I'm trying to force a trade here, and the only I got to get it, I'd rather force a short one. I'd rather not force anything, but I'd rather force a short one because it just seems like it's going to go short. If I were to get a good little setup possibility here to the short side, like that, it just went too quick. I like consolidation like this, and then a small stop loss. Man, that would have worked great. This is the chart that looks good, but it's so darn choppy, but it looks good to the downside. The day is a red day. It's already tested the previous day's high. There's room to go down to that 5 EMA. There's room to go down to the Fibonacci golden zone for the last spike up. I'm pretty sure it wants to do that, and it might continue rolling down, but it also, before it gets there, could do a whole lot of chopping. And when we get there, we might only have 9 fingers rather than 10. So that's the problem. The problem is we think we know where it's going, but how's it going to get there? And you might be right. It's going to get there. But you take the wrong setup and get in at the wrong time, don't have the right stop loss, then you're going to get chopped up. You know, I'd like to take a short right here. I really would. It's starting to seem right. But I don't know if I trust it. All right, there's a decent little try. See what this does here. That's oh, that would have been a couple ticks. See, I'm looking for that kind of small stop loss.
Order filled.
Small stop loss. Go down. Go down.
Stop filled.
Ah, I broke even. Ooh, it would have stopped me out. It would have stopped me out. So what I was doing was playing the downtrend instead, and I do this a lot, and I'm going to develop this skill and get better at it. If I believe the day is going down on all my time charts, I like to look for the lower time chart to come up and give me a bet. I could have gotten in down here on the short. Could have gotten in down here on the short. That wouldn't have been too bad. At least that would have paid a 1-to-1. But after it come down here, I said, I'm going to try a short. I wanted to try it right here. I want to see if it would keep going. That was a decent try. Like I said, it might get to where we're going, but it's chop around. I said, okay. I saw it starting to roll right here. This is my stop loss. It couldn't get over on one candle. Couldn't get over on 2 candles. On the 3rd candle, it started turning red. I said, I'll give it a try. I'll drag my stop loss right there, and we'll see if we can get something. What happened was, when it spiked down here and got green and got me some green, you see where I was at on the green scale here. Yeah, let's look at this real close. This is the thinking that I'm doing on this channel. This is how I like to trade. Let me take a look at that. I know the market's moving, but I want to analyze this and study this because this is how I'm going to be trading more and more and more and more. Especially if the market is choppy. Okay, so it did get 1 to 1. I got in right there. Stop loss was right there. It spiked down before I could move my profit up higher. It spiked down and back up. Started coming back up before I could. Well, I did have enough time to drag my stop right there to below my entry. So I got enough to cover my commissions before it took off on me. It would have hit me for a full loss. Okay? So that was like a $8 trade. 50-50 challenge, make 50 before you lose 50. If we can do this successfully with 1 micro, we should have no problem switching to 1 mini. And to be honest with you, let me show you this. I don't know how much I'm going to trade today on this, but out of 35 days, well, 34 days, I'm up $182 with 1 micro. All right, here's all the days right here, all 34 days. That's the graph. Okay, so no, that's not very much with 1 micro. My goal is to stay positive, stay green, and if I can prove in 100 days, 100 trading days, not 100 regular days, 100 trading days, which is close to 5 months, that I can be green, then I should be able to switch from a micro to a mini. Now, if I had a mini, how much would I have made? $1,820, right? In less than 2 months, because you get 20 trading days a month. So this is still less than 2 months. That's enough to help me with my bills. Okay, that's like $900 a month. I can use that. So that's my goal here on the channel. I might try one more trade here before we go, just to see if something does good. But see how this is? It's tapping into this box down here, and it doesn't want to go lower. And if it does, it could go real fast all of a sudden, or it could just keep chopping, touch it and come right back up, touch it and come right back up. See, like all of a sudden just go. Right there was my setup. I'll show you the setup that I like. This is the one I'm looking for. This is the setup that I'm looking for. And if I could see that developing and catch it, I'm looking for this trade setup right here. Let me show you. If I'm already short biased and I have targets and everything's agreeing, then I want to catch a setup that gives me, no more than a $15 to $20 risk. Now this one's about a $12, $13 risk right here. So the short is on this red bar ignoring the green bar consolidation. It spikes up to the moving averages and then starts to reverse and slams past that green bar, and I'd want to enter somewhere right there, somewhere right here. And if I caught it right, and if I can time it right, there, look how fast it went down. And this would have been a great trade, because I would have brought my stop to break even, and then I would have trailed it, probably would have got a 1 to 1 on it. And that would have been a successful trade. All right. Here's another situation where if I were to get a really good setup, so yeah, it wants to spike up. Here's a 50. Let's see what the Fibonacci is on this. Okay, it's in the 50%. Will it reverse right here and come back down? Will it reverse right here and come back down? That's the golden zone to the downside. I'd put my stop right above there, get in now, try to trace it back down to this. Look, I was almost going to push the buy sell button right there, but right now I'm observing for the video. I'd have been stopped out for break even, because I'm certainly not going to leave my stop up there. Let me just do this for the video's sake. I almost hit the stop. I almost entered in. Right here. I was just about to hit that short button. If it gets down to 1 to 1, I take my stop, bring it down to break even, and I would have broke even on that green candle right there. And when I say break even, I mean with 1 tick to cover my commissions. There's another way of doing this, is waiting for it to come back up, see weakness, try it again up here, even higher than right here, and then boom, same thing. Trail your stop down, break even if you have to, but try to grab something. Try to get a quick 1-to-1 on it. Okay. I really want to see if I could take another trade with this video going right now, but those are the ideas. That's my thinking process. If I can't get it up in the high area with only a couple tick stop, the way the market's behaving right now, that's how I have to trade it. I'm not going to take any breakdowns, even if they work. Not today. I'm not going to try to get it on the bottom part. Unless I get some kind of if I get a lot of speed and I get the green bar ignored, yeah, like I just showed you over here, real fast selling, green bar, here we go, breakdown. That's the only way I'll take the breakdown. You can't take the breakdown when it's chopping around like this though, right here and right over here, forget about it. I wouldn't have took that one, no. See that? Now, if it goes back up, gives me some kind of a beautiful situation where the pintail candle, see, I like that. It's a 250 tick. I like it right here. That's a $10 trade, already into 1-to-1. What do I like about it? I like the pintail reversal. I like how it did put in a pintail. Everything's down. All the time charts are down. And then on the next red candle, I want to short that up there. First of all, it's not down here. It's up here. And you have a smaller stop loss. If I didn't take my 1-to-1 already, many of these trades that I would broke even, you can grab profits off of them. You certainly can. If you're quick enough and you have your orders in already, and all I got to do is adjust that over here on the ATM strategy. But if I don't take the 1-to-1, I bring my stop to break even, and I would have broke even on that candle right there. So I showed you already with one trade exactly what I'm doing, how I broke even, what my thinking is. I could have got a 1-to-1 on that first trade, but I didn't, because I didn't move it quick enough. And, look at this. How are you going to trade this? It's ridiculously choppy and ugly, unless you can find really special spots, special candle formations that do good. If it moves quick and breaks away from the consolidation area and gives us this opportunity, like that green bar ignored to the downside, those are special spots. All right, so yeah, I don't like where it's at right now. It might go down. I mean, this could be it. And you could see that it swept that liquidity there, and now it's making lower and lower and lower. So yeah, I believe it's going down to the Fibonacci level that we drew on there. There it is. Oh, that's the different box. That's the first box we got, which is these pintails over here. But let's see what we got in a 100 tick chart. When it gets into a support level, a lot of times you can see. All right, it tested it. It's sweeping it. Is it going to go down to the next box? It got this box. A lot of times, that's the pivot level. It could sweep and go right back up. But I think it wants the fib at the bottom. See right here, this is good. It's moving fast. Now it's down here though. Once it gets into this box, 200 moving average, once it gets into here, I would expect a bounce. So now hit the top of that box. Look at it, immediately going up. Doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It's reaction area off the 200 moving average over here. It's a reaction area. You can expect some reaction. I think it wants to go deeper into that box, maybe. See, I like that right there. I like this little area. Trend line break with a red bar ignored. Even if it's going down, you should get a 1-to-1 on that if you're fast enough. What do I like about it? It tested this area, trend line break, red bar pintail, and then boom, right over the top. That's what I like about it. I would just be getting some quick profits on something like that. I like that it came down to the Fibonacci level on the 200, and then it put in this pattern right here, and that's where you want to give it a try, and that's what I'm looking at doing there. Seeing if something develops over here to the short side. Oh, see, that's quick. How big is this? Yeah, that's $20. I mean, it was up here and boom, slammed right back down. I don't want to take a $20 trade right now. This is an interesting spot, but looks like it could. It's popping. Price is popping. I don't like it to pop like that. It'll pop up and pop down in big moves. It's sporadically. It's even gapping. Wow. Yeah, I can't trade that with my strategy, 50-50 strategy. Let's go to the 250 and see what's going on. $500. If I wanted to take a bigger stop loss, there's almost a $30 trade right there. I could try to short that. On the breakdown, I'd be in. Now I'd be concerned about it coming back. Or I could try to take the trade if it comes back up higher. Now I got a different stop loss. This pintail here has given a different. The way it's popping though, I just can't trust it. This is about a $12 stop loss though. And it got a 1-to-1. Instead of getting in on the breakdown, comes back up 50% of this move, and it starts to turn red. That's the better setup for me. At least I'm getting it higher than on the breakdown. I had the stop up here, moved it to here because I saw that pintail and red candle together that gave me the, all right, bring your stop to here. This is where you want to get in. And 1-to-1, 1-to-1. Here's another area with a possible, I don't like this development here though, so I'm not going to take this. I was thinking about taking this right here. If this didn't come up over it, if it started to get weak again and turn red again, I would have tried that. This area right here would have been interesting. But now we got a nice strong bounce off the Fibonacci 50% level, off the 200 moving average. Let's see if that's going to put in a intermediate low for now. Look at this big pintail on this 15-minute chart. That's, that's telling you watch out for shorting right now. Don't be shorting. But I think that's it. That's all the video I'm going to do on this today. That's enough for the video. I will continue making videos. And I hope to see somebody over here hanging with me. But right now, I'll let you guys go. Take care.